we just have a good rhythm together, you know. Like, he sort of feels me out, I feel him out, and we go for it.
Hello and welcome to the worst idea of all time, episode 24, season 4, Sex and the City 1. I'm Tim Batt.
Yeah, you are.
And that's Guy Montgomery. I'll introduce everyone. I'm Guy Montgomery and Tim Batt, and I would like to welcome the first New Zealand-bound guest that I've managed to share a viewing in this season with, which has really improved the situation.
Oh, man.
She's a stand-up comedian, she's a television writer, she's a TV personality, I would describe her as, and she is hot off a trip from Australia. Just got back from Sydney to sit down early in the morning and watch this fucking movie with me. It's Melanie Bracewell.
Hello, mosquitoes attacking me, but I was at the airport and the computer system shut down for my airline. Like, they just couldn't check anyone in. It was just broken. And
that's so unlikely.
I know, it was fucked. And then
I'm sorry.
My God, this mosquito is going to kill me.
I opened the door for 30 seconds to make coffee, and
look at this as well. I've got a bump already.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay.
A million the stakes have never been higher. You must have had like an hour's sleep last night.
Yeah, it was so dumb because I met this person there who was also going through the same situation. We were just chatting for ages, and I was like, oh, fuck, I've got to get up early tomorrow. And he was like, oh, why? I was just like, oh, God, I've got to watch Sex and the City at 7:30 in the morning. And when I got up this morning, I was so tired. My alarm went off, and I got out, and it was raining, and like my bag was still packed on the ground. And I was like, there's no way this is how anyone is supposed to start their day.
Oh, now what have I done? And now I'm just infested.
A fucking river.
But now also, just like to increase the difficulty setting, I've just introduced a shit ton of mosquitoes to the recording environment.
Our blood is draining as we speak.
I'm a huge fan of that. Can I just say, unlikely as this may sound, I was recently at an airport. I was flying Singapore Airlines somewhere. I can't remember where else. It was somewhere in India, and they were doing a training exercise where the entire check-in process was done like an analog, manually.
Wow. Yeah.
And they were writing out. They wrote out everyone's boarding pass. Like, the whole process was insane. It took like an extra 2 hours, and I was like, "Why on earth are you doing this?" And they said,
a drill?
They said in case our systems go down. I was like,
that is crazy.
Impossible. There is no planet on which you would ever be totally without.
Legitimately. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We were just waiting in line, and the line wasn't moving, and then like someone came around and giving free licorice and said,
"It's never a good sign."
I was like, "Oh no, free chocolate licorice!"
When you're outside of the airport, someone giving out free chocolate licorice is the sign of a great time.
Exactly.
Inside of an airport, you know it's trouble.
They just said the entire systems for checking in, like, no one can check in. It's just broken. And so I had to go and get a new flight.
Now, would you have preferred that they attempted an analog switcheroo where they just started busting up pen and paper?
That's what I thought. I legitimately thought there's got to be an analog backup plan here.
No, because they're not onto it like India. They haven't prepared for this. They don't have the drill down.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's a shame that our experiences didn't happen consecutively.
Exactly.
That we sort of live in these parallel worlds where
we gotta get these two airlines together.
You've got the solution to the problem, and I've got the problem, but they're happening not simultaneously and not in the same space. Fuck.
Exactly. It's nice to speak to you guys. I've been by myself.
Guy.
I know it's no matter. But
Sunday evening for you?
Afternoon. Freshly. I've got a freshly sprained ankle, so.
This is your basketball, isn't it?
Yeah, this is me leaping and failing to land.
Oh, no.
Yeah, very humiliating. I was in the middle of a pickup game of basketball with some other local guys at the court who I don't actually know. And I did the sort of embarrassing noise you do when you hurt yourself, where you go, oh! And it did nothing for my reputation.
Because ankle breaking in basketball is a term you use.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to break your ankles and that sort of stuff, and it's supposed to represent the most humiliating thing that could happen to you while you play.
It's not supposed to literally go down.
I kind of nailed it. I said, I'm going to break my ankle, and then jumped up and landed awkwardly, which is adjacent to an ankle breaker, if not, the dictionary definition. But yeah, so I've just had my foot up. I watched
Are you in
Sex and the
pain,
City
buddy?
2. Nah, I'm okay. I've had 2 beers and a bit of weed. I actually feel incredibly relaxed. But I watched Sex and the City 2, and I was early, and then I got word from back in New Zealand that you guys were running late. So as soon as Sex and the City 2 finished up,
have you been watching Sex and the City 2? We just watched the first one.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. I have actually just watched Sex and the City 1.
Okay, all right.
But then, so after the movie finished, I fired up the kiln and put on the first episode of the TV series, Sex and the City Season 1, Episode 1. And I had a hell of a time, honestly. It was a really exciting show. Some characters you can really get behind, intriguing plot lines, fast and fresh style. I think this show's going to have a big future.
How was the writing? Like the dialogue and stuff, was it good?
It was pretty good. There were a lot of direct addresses to camera, sort of almost documentary style. Or like,
I forgot about that.
Carrie breaks the fourth wall, and then other characters are talking to the camera, sort of like in When Harry Met Sally. They're just talking frankly about their experience or thoughts on something.
It's a confessional style of thing, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot of fun to be
short
had.
sorts.
Yeah. And it's really... It's done. I don't think it hasn't done anything. It's improved my general mood. It's done nothing to increase the respect I have for the film. But certainly an interesting palate cleanse. And
would you recommend it as a serving suggestion to pair a future watch of Sex and the City 1
Absolutely.
with an ep?
To you, Tim Bear, I would recommend it heartily. I mean, to anyone who's curious, it seemed like a pretty good time.
Now, I hope I'm not outing you, Mel, but you just reminded me that you were born in 1995, which
Correct.
means that you missed all of the kind of phenomenon of the TV show.
I've never seen a full episode of the TV show, never seen the movie, never seen anything. Who is Sarah Jessica Parker? This is all news to me.
With that outing, Tim, you have left Melanie Bracewell's reputation as a Sex and the City #1 fan in absolute ribbons.
Oh my God, my merch site is going to go under. This is a disaster.
So, what did you make of this? Because you're viewing this totally in isolation from every other part of the Sex and the City machine.
It's interesting, especially the setup you have here, us in these like armchairs where I feel like we're almost like roped into the chair and toothpicks in our eyes staring at an iPad. But it's
you did interpret this with a very Clockwork Orange feel to it.
Yeah, it definitely is weird watching a movie for the first time and like just seeing a world for the first time that's very clearly set in like 2008 or whenever it came out. So it was weird. It was strange, I guess, but I didn't hate it. I wasn't having a horrible time the whole time. I think it was like enjoyably bad in parts.
Yeah,
you know?
you can watch this movie once. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. I've got the easiest job. I just had to sit here and watch a movie I've never seen before.
Yeah.
So can I ask, Mel, beyond the peripheral awareness that the show existed, you didn't really know any of these characters. You didn't know the universe.
My only reference to the universe was about maybe a week ago, episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. They did a little challenge. He's trying to attack another mosquito.
I am listening. I'm sorry.
Called Sex and the Kitty Girl, where they played sort of caricatures of the characters, and that's where I got the closest representation to, I think, like, one likes sex and one is nice and one is something else.
I feel like curiously that kind of makes you the ultimate target audience, or like it creates the ultimate watching mentality for seeing Sex and the City the movie for the first time, because you don't know the show well enough to be spurned by the fact that it's not doing the characters justice, and you don't have like the hang up of having seen Sex and the City 2 52 times previously and Sex and the City 23 times previously.
Right.
So
yeah.
I feel like you're really in the slot to actually have probably, if not a rollicking good time, certainly a passable time.
I had a passable time. And the other thing is that there was so much sort of narration and exposition at the beginning to tell you exactly what has happened up until this point. So I feel like I've missed literally nothing. I don't know what's the point of watching the entire series if it can be summed up in that sort of 5-minute opening sequence.
It is insane how efficient the storytelling is at the start, and then such a fucking walk, like a saunter through storytelling the rest of the film.
Whenever I read a book and I read the prologue, I'm always like, well, we just saved ourselves a heck of a lot of time. Why isn't the whole book written with this sort of attitude in mind?
Yeah, let's just fucking battle through it.
Mel had some fantastic observations through the film. Namely, we got about a third in, and Mel was like, does this film even pass the Bechdel test?
Yeah, because I think I only sort of noticed to look out for it from halfway through, but definitely from halfway through does not at all. Anytime you have a glimmer that they're going to talk about anything other than a man, it's just obliterated.
By the way, how do we pronounce that? Because I adopted your pronunciation. I normally say Bechdel, but I think that's wrong.
Oh, you wouldn't want to. It would be pretty rich to then mansplain the pronunciation of Bechdel. I don't actually know. That's what I thought. But
cool.
now
I'll roll with that for sure.
Yeah, you kind of have to now.
I absolutely do.
It's got to be Bechdel.
Oh, fuck.
Here
All
he comes.
right, okay.
I have no basis
This
for
was
that.
a test.
I just
This was a
remember
test.
This is
saying
what it actually was about.
bechamel, the sauce.
Yeah, but they're two different things. One's a name of a person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the memory trick I taught myself to remember how to pronounce it. But I don't think I was taught that by anyone. I might have just given it to myself.
Okay, I don't know.
So, because like we watched it with a bit of an eye after that. We talked through a couple of the montage bits, mainly led by me. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. No, I could tell how like eager you were to just talk through things because you just didn't want to sit and watch it in silence.
I tried. You got to give me some credit. I tried. I was as restrained as I possibly could be. I waited for like a big montage or a conversation that I knew,
But
was
also
pretty
it felt good
extraneous.
because, sometimes some people get annoyed when you talk through movies and stuff, but I'm kind of a vocal movie watcher. So I was like, there's no way he'll be pissed at all. Like,
Absolutely not.
You're like, shut up, Melanie, I'm trying to watch.
Stakes couldn't be lower. But did it pass? I don't think we saw
so.
a single thing that did.
Yeah, I sometimes look up movies that have passed the Bechdel test. One that I thought was funny was that like the Spongebob movie, like Sponge Out of Water, doesn't pass it because they were saying there was like an argument in the comment section. Someone was like, Pearl actually addresses a crowd, which includes Mrs. Puff, about something else, and they're like, it doesn't count because they're talking to a crowd.
Yeah,
but it was a very heated debate.
I thought you were saying it doesn't count because Sandy is a squirrel.
She's a woman in the universe of SpongeBob.
Dude, pretty sure that's a frickin' squirrel. Look at the face and the tail.
One thing that we thought about as well was, speaking of animals and the genders of animals, was the dog, which was established as a female dog, being into humping. And I didn't think that female dogs sort of really hump things with that sort of...
vociferousness.
Yeah.
We wanted to throw this to you, Monty, because you grew up with dogs, didn't you? You had dogs as a kid?
Yeah, I did actually. I grew up with multiple woman dogs or
bitches.
Yeah.
You can
and
say it.
Two of them were in love. A black lab and a Jack Russell, Bella and Izzy, and no, am I misremembering this? I just vividly remember a female dog humping the ever-loving shit out of another female dog in my house.
I think you're remembering what you want to remember.
No, yeah. No, actually, no. Do you know what? Can confirm.
Yeah, right, okay.
So, but I mean, you don't get a lot of representation for that on screen. So it's interesting because Sex and the City
Not
taketh
enough.
away on one hand, but also they giveth in terms of, they're on the front line for dog sexual rights.
Well, another funny observation Mel had is that after Samantha has had the dog for a little while, which doesn't get a name, eh? I think we've talked about this in the past. I'm pretty sure the dog at no point gets a name.
I didn't notice.
Has the haircut of a men's rights activist.
The dog looks like an incel. I just think, like, it just was just cut in a way that I was like, oh, mate, you've done this yourself.
It's like straight bangs, but they're not bangs because there's kind of too much of it. So it's like a male
and they don't
fringe.
connect in the middle, and it definitely parts in the middle. There's a lot going on there that makes me think that dog's an incel.
Once you said it, I could see the guy that dog is.
Yeah, and like incels, they do spend a lot of time sort of humping dog.
Yeah,
soft toys. I don't know where I was going with that.
No, I feel like you're insinuating incels hump dogs.
Who can tell? Historians continue to debate to this day whether or not incels hump dog toys.
They're
But
so
it's not for us.
busy yelling about who they're not having sex with. Very rarely do they get into who or what they are, in fact, having sex with.
But that's being said, I was saying it earlier as well, the equivalent, I guess, of a dog, because the dog's humping like a dog soft toy, so the equivalent would be a human having sex with a sex toy, right?
Or like a fuck doll.
Yeah.
Sex doll.
Anyway.
Yeah. I guess,
So chill on
that's
that.
right.
I've got my dog, as young as it is, which right now Rufus is only like 8 weeks? No. Yeah, 12 weeks old. And he's already started humping his little toy. I was like, God, that came on early.
Oh,
That's
no.
all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you like Googling to go, oh, how soon's too soon? They grow up so fast, kind of
yeah,
thing.
exactly. I'm a dad with abandonment issues from my furry little son. He's grown
You
up
know
too
how
quick.
they say only humans and dolphins have sex for pleasure? Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've never bought that, eh?
Yeah. I don't know,
Yeah.
like, because if you knew, I don't know, I haven't investigated the science of it, but I've always kind of believed it. I feel like humans really need a leg up to keep the self-esteem high, so putting ourselves up there with dolphins seems like a pretty sound strategy. But the idea of a neutered dog humping would suggest that dogs get as horny as people.
My dog hasn't been neutered, but they do mention the dog in the film has been fixed. So he was telling me that apparently, male dogs, they get their balls chopped off, which is obviously not great, but not super invasive. But female dogs have a full hysterectomy. They get their total uterus removed when they get fixed.
No.
How fucked is that? So they can't have periods or anything anymore instead of getting their tubes tied. They have a total hysterectomy. Sorry, anyway.
I mean, would the I've forgotten the name, blonde lady, Samantha, talking to the dog who was also a female, count as passing the Bechdel test?
Oh, very good question. At what point do they talk about not a man, though?
Yeah, fair, probably.
You know?
Yeah.
Probably didn't happen.
Shit.
And how did you sum Samantha up?
Just loves to fuck.
Loves to fuck.
At any time, it was just like, we get it, you love to fuck. All the time. She was like, by the way, guys, I'm gonna fuck later. We're like, okay, all right.
Roger that. We get it.
Yeah,
It's
she'll like come out, like everyone's doing their fun little wardrobe thing where they're just dancing and then she's like humping the door and you're like,
Hey,
relax,
everyone,
mate.
this is what it looks like when I
Please.
fuck.
The scene came on when Samantha gets the dog that is humping at the time of purchase, and Mel just said, "We get it."
You fuck.
It is a bit in your face, but you know it's good storytelling because you got the key characteristic of that player in
But
the
it's
film.
her, like, it was almost her entire personality.
It sure is.
She's surely got some nuance. She's surely
Yeah.
got other things going on.
I feel like this is part and parcel of the reason why she didn't do that,
In
that
the
third movie.
first episode, I think the reason she did that third movie is entirely personal from the research I've sort of started getting deeper into. Her Instagram is littered with snipes at SJP. I don't think she minds how horny Samantha is.
Wow.
There's some,
Should we get into that? Because I looked up a Vanity
There's
Fair
some-
article as well on this watch
yeah,
about
there's some
all of
bad
that.
blood. I just quickly before we do like to say that her Samantha it's still established pretty strongly that she likes to have sex in the first episode of the TV show, but it's less just hammering home the fact, like as a gag, that she loves to have sex, and they sort of are investigating her attitude towards it and why she does it. Felt like a more fleshed out character.
Yeah, that is way
Right.
more interesting than just she loves to fuck. It's like, hey, this woman fucks a lot. Let's ask
she
why.
loves to
Let's talk
fuck in
about
Sex
it.
in the City, but she, in a sense, like her dog, has been neutered by this monogamous relationship with Smith Jarrett. Can I quickly get you to objectify
That's very
him,
good.
Mel? Hot or not?
With which one is he?
He's
Actor.
the blonde lady's boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. He's pretty hot. He's all right. He's like a little bit too, I don't know, just like too chiseled in the face almost. Like he's got like the pointy chin and then the
Super
nose and then it's like,
American.
yeah, it's just like he's been cut from marble, but
Can
it's
you
too
please
much.
rank in order your attraction levels to the 4 male partners in Sex in the City?
So
Okay.
Steve is. Do you remember which one Miranda is?
Miranda's the ginger one.
Yes.
Yep.
So
okay.
the couple that like fall out because he has sex with someone else. So that guy
Yeah.
is Steve.
Okay.
Smith is the chiseled man.
Yeah.
Harry is the bald guy.
Yeah.
Who's at the father of the baby.
Okay.
And who's the other? Oh, Big.
Right. I would say, in terms of like pure hotness, I actually would say that Miranda's
Steve.
partner is more my type.
Yes.
I don't know.
We're in
feel
agreement.
Yeah, really great.
Cut out.
And then it would be
John, I
also-
love Steve.
then it would be the fuck ladies one.
It's with
Yeah,
Jarrett.
It's Smith Jarrett.
Yep.
Steve,
And
can I just say
then
this?
Mr. Big and then the other
no,
one.
No,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. But it's hard, isn't it, with the lag? But we do.
You did ask Mel to rank, and then you interrupted in the
Well,
middle of it.
I
but
just
please
wanted
go
to
on, guy.
ogle Steve a moment longer because he's the sort of guy you look at and you're like, you're secretly super toned underneath that slightly loose fitting outfit. You know, like you see his butt and it's so
Exactly.
taut.
But he's not
No,
like
it's-
showing off about it as well.
it's
Like
just
he
his
seems
butt.
like
Yeah.
just a dude.
Smith Jarrett will tell you about his butt. Eh?
Exactly. Yep.
He's working. Oh, I got to go to the gym. I got to work. I got to get up early to work out. Fucking, you don't hear Steve banging on about it. He manages to fit in a regime to keep him cut as hell. You know,
Yeah, it's right.
quieting
Steve
down.
gets it. Like he
Smith.
is genuinely someone I think who likes to shoot the breeze. Like everyone else likes to talk about things that are happening in their lives as though that is as interesting to
Yes.
everyone else as it is to that person. Steve gets it. It's about broad strokes. It's about the moments we
Yes.
share, the quotidian little observations, you know. And I think that's
What was that word?
quotidian. Yeah,
What's that
it is.
quotidian? What is that?
Like banal,
What does that mean?
trivial.
Right. What it is, a $2 word.
Did we ever see who he cheated
Well-
on her with?
So
Oh my god,
explicitly,
Tim's
no.
eyes lit up. He was buzzing around like the mosquitoes in the studio. Just could not control himself.
the answer, Mel, is no. Guy and I have projected onto the film that it is certainly, with 100% certainty, it is Smith Jarrett.
Oh yes, right. Okay.
Because Smith has had he's often away. It's like, oh, I got
Yeah.
delayed at the office. No, he is flying over to the East Coast
Yeah,
to
'cause
have sex
neither-
with Steve. They got a
neither of
romance
them
going
I
on.
are
can get behind
fulfilled by
that.
their relationship. They have some sort of emotional bond by the fact that they share. Their partners are very close friends, and they're the alpha partners who bring them together. So they have to pick their friends out of the lineup of partners' friends. And there's just this unspoken and sort of not entirely unseen, but the sexual energy between them. And once Steve gets a taste for sex outside of marriage with Smith Jarrett, the theory goes he really loses control and more or less winds up fucking everyone. Charlotte's baby, that's Steve's. The dog that Miranda walks in on and sees Steve sitting on the bed with. Steve's also had sex with that dog.
That was not an offer from us, I hasten to add. That was a guess.
This is incredible. I feel like you guys could write some just pretty amazing fan fiction.
And we have.
Just
Yeah, we're not allowed
It's
to
out there.
commit it to paper or print because it's so salacious.
I want to dig into a really fine point that Mel made. At least a silly one, more just like, you're fucking right. And that was about how you say Miranda gets treated in the film.
Miranda, she's been through like a worse time than Carrie, I would say. Her partner, they've got a kid. He's cheated on her. You know, it's her whole marriage and her partnership has fallen apart.
And how does she get treated?
And they all go to Mexico to look after Carrie, and she's all sad and stuff, but no one gives a shit about Miranda. She's also been just as badly treated. I'm fucking sick of it. I tell you.
You stand with Miranda, right?
I'm with Miranda all the way. Fuck Carrie.
I had never seen the treatment of the characters through this lens. That's so true. And
It's so true.
She's been through a breakup just as bad as Carrie,
Worse,
but they're all banding together to make sure Carrie's okay.
It's just because Carrie was publicly shamed, but get over it.
Still, Miranda's been through some shit.
Absolutely. It's also Miranda just kind of, I mean, she's upset, but takes it on the chin in a much more sort of steady as she goes kind of way, where I assume that the other characters, because of that, are like, well, Miranda seems fine.
Yeah, but I feel like at no point did they even ask. Were they like, you good?
Those bitches.
Yeah, fuck them.
They did it. They give her shit for not forgiving him.
Yeah.
So they sort of rob her of her agency to decide what's right for that, their relationship. Samantha snipes her for not shaving her pussy. I was going to say her bikini line, but yeah. And then everyone.
I can't believe that. That's made me more mad. That they're not like, oh no, your marriage is falling apart. Why didn't you shave your pussy for Mexico? What? This is mad.
Melanie Bracewell asking the right fucking questions.
Thank you.
Like, why is Carrie Bradshaw constantly wearing a pearl necklace to bed?
That has
Why?
concerned me as
Why
well,
did she wear it?
because it's dangerous.
She's gonna kill herself. Yes.
She is asking for trouble.
Oh my
When they
god.
go
Well, Sex and the City 3 should just be ending with her just, hanging from her bed. Sorry.
I had a moment of recognition during this movie because I was being driven crazy by that bed scene when she first wears pearls into bed and she sniffs the books, takes the glasses. Big dismisses Napoleon as just another short guy. It's like,
giving it all
read
away
a
up
fucking
front.
book, Mr. Big. Napoleon was a fucking terror. But they go on and there's a jilting and it kind of, whatever. It's not really explained and it's frustrating because you know that they have to get back together for the movie to finish. So you're like, well, this cannot come soon enough. But what is crazy is when it was happening, I just was thinking of Sex and the City 2 and I was like, Big is a serious loose cannon. He jilts Carrie. I mean, it's just been downplayed in comparison to Miranda's ordeal, but it's still pretty humiliating. And then comes Sex and the City 2. He has the absolute nerve to be like, hey, how about in the weekends or 2 days a week, we're just doing our own thing. Like this man.
I feel it's unfair don't introduce Sex and the City 2 stuff. Mel, as we've mentioned, hasn't seen any of this peripheral.
I haven't, but I have listened to your Sex and the City 2 podcast. So that's the only context I have for.
It's a bit of a walk.
Even with this discussion though, within the information that I'm giving that we all share through this conversation, is that crazy of him? Or do you think he's within his rights because you've got to forgive stuff to get into the marriage in the first place?
Sorry, which bit?
I just thought it was crazy that you would
crazy?
jilt someone and then 2 years into the marriage be like, hey, 2 days off a week. What do you think? Because I remember seeing it in the movie and being like, I'm with Big, but I didn't know all the context.
Yeah.
It seems mad to me to make that a set rule for a relationship. You could you don't have to make that a rule. You don't have to say we've got to sign this agreement that 2 days a week we don't see each other. You would just
vibe
go
it.
and do something. Go away somewhere, say I've got to do this, I've got to do this.
Yeah.
But don't schedule your time apart. It's a bit weird.
I feel like that's a very, and I'm going to fuck off some listeners here,
Okay.
kind of an American thing and specifically kind of an East Coast thing. They're obsessed with psychotherapy. They love talking about their feelings. They need to get everything down and structured.
Oh my God,
and
just bottle it up like the rest of us.
Exactly. Come join us in the Southern Hemisphere and the
idiots.
Antipodes where we don't talk about our feelings and we're problem drinkers. It's how you get through a successful relationship.
Yeah.
For God's sake. If it was good enough for our parents and their parents and their parents, it's fucking good enough for us.
That's right, Tim. Why don't you speak truth to power a little more?
No, I'd actually like us to get into some segments and for me to swiftly get out of this hole I'm quickly constructing myself into. Because we're 30 minutes in, let's get through some stuff. Mel, we have a segment called The Shining Light, which is where we pick our truly favourite bit of the watch, and you don't have to go first. We can burn some time if you want to have a think. But
I think my highlight was maybe the woman in the bathroom just sort of explaining what had happened with that like auction at the beginning, because I was like, she was doing all this exposition, but it was fine because that's just how women's bathrooms are. You just will walk there and you will tell people facts about something and then just leave.
Me. Are you? Is this facetiousness with which you speak, or is this genuinely?
No, this is genuinely like in a bathroom. Like all rules do not apply for normal human interaction. It's like in a woman's bathroom, you will comment on someone's appearance and you will like have a deep and meaningful conversation with a stranger, and it's fine.
This is amazing because the inverse is true in a men's bathroom.
Yeah, because you could look at the dick.
Yeah,
it's just like you're trying to like make it not seem like you want to see someone's dick.
I guess so. I feel maybe it's I'm putting my own personal feelings in it, but I feel like that's getting less a big time societally,
right?
As time goes on.
Can I put you in a hypothetical, Tim? You go to you and a guy, like you're hanging out with some people, and you hang out with someone who you've just met, and a guy, and you're getting along, like you're getting along great. You're pretty friendly, but it's like only the first or second time you've met them. You go to the urinal, and it's like there's, the situation. Pretty much, I'm just wondering at what level do you become, like, there's either total strangers or you're friends with someone and it's okay to see their dick, but someone you're just becoming friends with, I feel like you go to opposite ends of the urinal every time.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, number one, I don't think I would lean into going to the toilet with a dude at the same time.
It doesn't happen by virtue of decision. It's just like you both have to piss at the same time.
It's happened. Sure, we'll take that as read. I would go one gap between us.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because I guess you could construct a situation where they're all full or something.
Yeah.
But by default, if there's enough room, I would leave a gap of one urinal between us.
They're all full.
Except for two next to each other?
Yeah, and one cubicle.
Yeah. I can only speak my own truth. I would grab the urinal. I would. Both of us, I think, go into the urinals together, and that didn't used to be the case. I think, as a young, if like maybe up until age sort of 21, 22, I wouldn't have done that.
Wow.
But I feel like as we get older.
What do you think, like, specifically has provoked this change within you, Tim?
I just give less of a shit.
Yeah,
in a general sense.
Like overthinking that he's going to go,
exactly.
He wanted to see my dick. Like,
I think it's such a hallmark of aging.
Plus your dick just got extra nice.
Guy knows this because I have...
It's a real bell curve.
I have many...
actually, coincidentally, the shape of your penis.
I have several photo essays of the journey of my penis over time across multiple ages, which I have taken Guy through. So he's managed to track that through the years.
My dick is feeling real nice right now.
And this is when my dick got real nice. Age 21
and a half. If there was like a
half.
women equivalent of a urinal, I would be like, well, if things looking all right down there. You know, if you're well groomed and everything's great, you want to show off.
Can you relate to getting to like an age, maybe an early adulthood, where you got a little bit more okay with your body and you cared less?
Yeah, I think so. A natural sort of. I probably haven't shaved my legs in a hot minute.
Yeah,
it's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, whereas you might have used to.
Yeah, I would be like, if someone sees a stray hair on my knee, I'm dead to society.
I used to be worried about a Samantha coming out of the bushes and attacking you.
Yeah,
but
God.
Now you're Miranda. You got other shit going on. It's not a big deal.
Wow, I can't believe I'd be seeing Sex and the City for the first time this morning, and then now I'm like, I'm such a Miranda.
Who did you identify with? Which gal was like, had you?
Oh, man. I would say probably Miranda then. I don't know. I just don't think I fit any of the... I don't think I'm full on Samantha fucking. The other one, it was just like she didn't really do much.
Charlotte, the one who had the baby?
Yeah, the one who had the baby. She just was kind of invisible. Sarah Jessica Parker was like a little bit too, it's all about me. So I feel like Miranda fits that
nice
mold of being the most normal, I guess.
I think Miranda's comes across the best in this film as well.
Okay, so it's just saying a lot about myself that I want to be considered the best, which makes me more of a Sarah Jessica Parker then.
No.
Can I reintroduce an old segment, because we got some correspondence, some fan mail.
Right.
It was a tweet actually, because I said that we had when we had Becky Lucas on the show, and they were like, please, and I said this is coming up, and they said, please tell me that you got her to do a pitch the sequel bit, because we used to do that, and we've that's fallen by the wayside this season. But Melanie Bracewell, would you please do
Pitch a sequel?
Guy Montgomery and I, as two studio executives, the honour of describing to us, pitching to us, so you can get this budget,
right,
what Sex and the City 3 is. What's the movie you want to make?
Sex and the City 3, right. So I haven't seen number 2, so I'm doing a lot of sort of making up in the middle. So
actually, you could pick. It could be 2. You could pitch 2.
Can you give me a tiny little thing of how did Sex and the City 2 end?
Guy, you grab it.
Yeah, Sex and the City 2 ended with
similarly to this actually.
Carrie and Big have experienced some tumult in their marriage, but have reconfirmed their love to each other and are moving on together. Charlotte,
she gets a ring. She gets a big black diamond ring.
Charlotte and Harry, rock solid as always. They've got 2 kids now. Samantha is kind of having casual sex with a cyborg who's a Danish architect, and Miranda and Steve seem to be going pretty good. Steve is running for mayor, and their son Brady has started acting out a bit and playing a lot in the sewers.
Okay.
So there. Okay. Fuck it. We'll roll with that.
So I think that maybe the problem with this movie, watching it now, is that feels like a lot of it's very dated. So, everything seems very 2008. There's flip phones, and she's like, a touchscreen phone? What? I don't know what to do with this. So I feel like the third movie needs to sort of be a little bit futuristic in its essence, so that it can be watchable for years to come. And everyone's like, okay, this is now, So I'm thinking set in space. Like the third one needs to be you need to throw a real curveball. You've got to go, we've already had all of these, series of the television show. We've already had 2 movies. What's different about Sex and the City 3? It's in a fucking spaceship.
Do you? Okay, give me some relationships. What kind of shit's going on in space?
So I reckon they've got a little community up there. So they've got all your favourite characters, plus sort of a few extras.
Do you want to name them?
Yeah, we've got Carrie, Carrie, Miranda, Samantha, Charlotte. I'm nailing it. Big. I know, I'm just naming all the characters. All the main ones. Plus,
can you tell me about the extra characters? Yeah.
Okay, so they're kind of exploring they've sort of gone quite a few light years away from Earth. So they're kind of exploring maybe new planets. Maybe it's so instead of Sex in the City, it's Sex in the Terrain. I don't know.
It's Sex in the Terrain. Now, space is a kind of...
I mean, they're finding, a new planet, and it's obviously uninhabited. There's no city, obviously. There's no city yet on this planet. There's sort of forms of life, perhaps, but there's no...
There's forms of life. I like that. Are they fuckable?
I reckon they're fuckable. Man, what's her face?
Samantha?
Samantha is fucking some aliens in this.
Very cool.
Definitely.
I am on board.
She's got a few
Can
aliens.
I tell you, I'm not saying whether or not we're going to greenlight or reject this proposal, but for future reference and future pitch meetings, I will bring up the fact that Samantha is going to be fucking aliens right up the top.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I just thought it was a little bit of a B plot, but I see what you're saying. I'm going to take that. I'm going to run with that. A lot of it is going to be her fucking aliens.
Man.
Yeah. Carrie and Big are going to go through some just sort of very normal relationship drama in this setting, just to sort of, so we can center it in the reality of the world. It's just something like, he forgot her birthday because, time is different.
Yes! That's perfect! Oh my god, it's so good.
That's
what's going on with Miranda at this stage?
Miranda, her relationship's going strong, but I think their sort of drama is maybe they're running out of food.
And the other girls aren't sharing their stack?
Yeah.
So good.
Miranda and Steve are finally as happy as they possibly can be. Save for one important detail. They didn't bring enough rations.
Yeah, and the others are sort of, they've got enough, but they're just like, well, we don't know how long we're going to be up here. Maybe it'll be better to sort of cut out, cut the group.
Are they a bit judgy? Are they like, well, you should have bought more if you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. It's more like, this is a lesson you're going to learn,
Does she die?
Yeah.
Oh, look, you have to fund it to find out.
Yeah, that's a good. And
Hey.
lastly, what's Charlotte
I tell you
up
what,
to?
no, can I just quickly say, ordinarily we do not fund movies we are not told the ending of. Just to kind of safeguard ourselves. We usually only greenlight movies after we know all of the details. But as you were.
That's fair. I wanted to keep an element of mystery to maybe just at least get a second meeting.
I want to give you $300 million and please, no spoilers.
Oh, that is so good. Network executive, like a film head who is against spoilers.
No, don't tell me. La 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 la.
No, I'm running the check.
But it better be good.
So hard because of how nervous I was to pitch this idea. As soon as you said pitch a sequel, I was like, oh god.
You did great, but we do need to know what's happening with Charlotte. I feel, just to round off this fantastic pitch.
Yeah, I feel like to match the world, she would be doing something really kind of boring. Like she's just got into origami or something. Like that's her.
Classic.
That's her plot or something.
Origami.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Good luck stringing us along with that plot line, but I see no reason why it wouldn't work as it has worked before.
Thank
you got the money. Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. How could you not fund this? Samantha fucking aliens and big forgetting Carrie's space birthday.
I was a big pitch, but I think it would work.
You nailed it.
Because time is different. And
Time is different.
he struggles with telling the time on Earth, so I can only imagine how confounding that stuff is in space.
Just like it's a different flavour. This is chicken flavoured time, so it's easy to forget people's birthdays.
Tim, do you have a shining light?
Shoot. Yeah, I do. It was it's Samantha's performance during the speech where they're hitting her up about having a gut, which she doesn't have.
Oh my god, that made me mad because you actually told me before it came on. You're like, "Do you notice anything about this?" I can't.
Yeah, I was like, just look at this upcoming little sequence. Tell me what you think they're doing.
Even when they zoomed in on her belly, and then later were like, "Your belly," I was like, "Oh, that's what they were trying to reference."
It really,
it's nothing.
It threw Guy and I as well, and it's thrown every guest that we've had on. You can take your headphones off. You need to take your sweater off.
I'm taking my jumper off and leaving the headphones on. I can't miss a moment of content.
I don't know how this is going to work at all, but I commend your commitment to the pod. My shining light was during that scene. It's just Samantha's performance of like when she admits that the relationship's going downhill and the gals know it and she's kind of admitting it to herself. There's just like this warm tone with which she delivers the lines where she's kind of self-effacing. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen. So now the sweater is in kind of a almost like a turban headscarf kind of situation and now trapped on your head.
I think I'm
going to take a photo of this. This is too fucking good. You just take the headphones off now.
Yeah, but I am waiting.
Look.
I'm just about to say something really interesting, and who knows when it will drop.
All right, go.
Anyway, that's my shining light, guy.
It's great.
Because you know what I mean, right? She's like, she's forking in the little bits of cake that all the girls are enjoying the cake, and she's like, I know, and they're like, you just likened your relationship to chemo, and she's like, I know.
But she also, like, her thing was, like, she's eating to stop herself from having sex or something. It's like, at this point, it's like, oh, no, this is, like, a problem.
Yeah,
like, you've got, like, some sort of addiction.
Exactly. It's not the way you're supposed to treat food.
Yeah.
But, she's got to stop fucking somehow.
and a tiny little piece of acting. My shining light is actually a guy who has been showing up week in, week out, and really bringing the heat. And it's a tough job because it's one of the only attempted jump scares in the movie, and so obviously the more you watch it, the less likely it is to have an impact.
You just spooked Mel. I don't know if you heard the microphone bump there, but the mention of a jump scare.
The little kid in the Halloween mask at the pharmacy.
Oh, yes.
He is like, it's scary. Even when I know it's coming, sometimes it catches me. And I get that Carrie's next line is sort of this, witty aside about how jaded she is. Jaded and Jilted. It'd be a good name for an album if she ever put one out. But I think that
true.
kid. It is. I think that kid is genuinely scary and does a great job. And I just wanted to shout him out because I've thought it every week. I've never singled him out for attention or praise, but way to go, man.
Well done, kid.
Well, because also that shot is quite long of them walking. So they've walked for like a solid 30 seconds before his cue of to come out and jump, So if he messed that up, they'd have to redo the whole scene. There's a lot at stake.
You can just see the person just outside of shot push him in, like the parent. Go. Now, go.
Yeah. His heart would have been pounding, a million miles a minute. Famously, they used the first take of every single scene in this movie.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, it was a very controversial decision at the time, and you can see why.
What fucks me off about that scene is the fact that they are walking two abreast in a shopping centre or bodega that definitely can't accommodate that kind of behaviour. And there's even an extra who walks past Miranda and says, "Excuse me," and it's like, yeah, let's highlight the fact that you shouldn't fucking be doing this. Nothing shits me more than people taking up like the whole space.
I see you, I hear you, and I feel you on that, Tim.
I
see how riled up you have gotten over this.
I do, because I'm a fast walker as well, and I'm always solo. I've usually got my headphones in, so I'm like, listen to a cracking bit of music or a good podcast or something. I'm getting from A to B, because I don't drive. I don't drive a car. This is both something I do for enjoyment and for transport. Get the fuck out of my way. I'm a little dude. I don't take up a lot of room. Stop hogging the whole pavement.
Other people,
I'm glad you spoke on that.
They're doing their own things at their own pace. And I understand, Tim.
You know that we have a single libertarian listener who will be able to understand that that's fine until you impede on someone else's liberties.
That's true. I've got to keep playing to our audience of one.
We've got one listener to this podcast, by the way, Mel, we recently discovered, and he is a staunch libertarian.
Right.
Mel,
okay, cool. It's good to know.
There's the most exciting segment, I think, and don't worry, Tom. I'm actually doing the better one. It's called Outside the Lines.
Oh, good.
With Melanie Bracewell. And do you, just from the title, do you have any idea what part of the movie this segment might be in reference to?
Yes, Tim referenced a line. He said a line's coming up, which we don't know what it means. See if you can figure out what it means. And it has to do with being outside the line. So seems to add up.
Can you repeat it as you remember it?
The line was like, when it comes to colouring, Big never stays in between the lines or something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Words to that effect.
That's pretty close.
How did it make you feel, and what do you think it means?
It was like absurdly graphic, because it like almost upset me because the idea of like colouring, it's like very like visual, right? So you're just like, you're kind of like, you've got that image of colouring, but they've already established colouring isn't colouring, it's sex. So you're sort of like I'm sort of viewing like the dick like the marker that's like colouring, and he's just like almost drawing around her, like physically drawing with his dick. Like,
so he's like missing the vagina and just
sort of painting a picture on the outside.
Belly button, thigh, kneecap.
Yeah, it's just going everywhere. It's a disaster. It's and all of the women being like, oh yeah. I'm like, this does not sound sexy to me. I'm recoiling into myself, feeling ill.
The
thought of this rogue penis.
It's just too much. It's just like, all right, let's just be sensible.
Yeah.
Because he already looks quite small in some of his suits. Like he wears slightly baggy suits. So you can imagine this poor, emaciated figure just sort of wantonly limping around his apartment while furiously trying to scoop up and scrub out the jizz, which has coloured every single corner of the floor space.
Oh no! It's horrible.
That's how we've read it in episodes gone by. Is the ejaculate is the medium, if you will.
Yeah, because it seems to be the most sort of ink related object
for sure.
Yeah.
Good God. Absurdly. What did you say? Absurdly graphic.
I can't even remember what I said, but just very graphic. Just
that is a sensational description
it's just,
of that scene.
Especially because they try to be like, oh, hush, hush.
Yeah.
Oh,
so coy, so
yeah.
cute. Like, what the fuck did Carrie just say? What is she getting at?
Yeah, I reckon there's a scene that's cut where they're all just going, what did she mean by that, by the way, guys?
Yeah, just so we're all on the same page. She's doing what we're doing.
It's also, I think the most confusing thing is it's meant to be coy. It's like, I'll never tell, but my partner comes everywhere.
Hey, we should probably land this plane. So
yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to nix the other segment. I don't want to do it. We've
Cosign.
Yeah, great. Fantastic. And is there any other ground you would like to cover, Mel?
I feel like another sort of jizz-related note, what I observed was the bit where she was, early in the film sipping at the sort of cup of milk and gets the milk on her top of her lip.
Yes.
Do you want to continue on this? I almost feel like I don't want to say it on my own volition of the podcast.
Mel, get into this. This was the funniest shit. You said a lot of funny stuff during the watch of this. This really fucking got me.
Okay, so I just thought, when they cut from doing that little scene where there's a little bit of milk on her lip and then they're having sex, thought there might be a little bit of cum on her lip.
It's like a tie-in.
In the scene, there's a little bit of a callback, but they didn't do that, obviously.
Like a fun bookend, because it's like that's how
and there's he rubs it off. He's like, you got some still on your lip.
They have a cute little fight that gets resolved in a way, like it gets de-escalated by the fact that Steve puts a bit of foam on his lip. He's like, I wasn't being critical, I'm looking out for you, it's cute, we're cute, and then they kiss, it's like, it's cute, and then we cut to them fucking, and you were like, it would be good. She had a little bit of a jizz moustache just above her lip. It's fucking funny.
I just thought it'd be a good nod.
Yeah. That's comedy, man.
I thought that was almost foreshadowing of the jizz. Like the foam on the lip, it was like, I thought maybe they're going to fuck.
That's your comedy brain. It's too finely tuned to be looking out for callbacks and, good joke structure within the film.
Oh, God.
Anything else? That feels like a great it's a high.
I don't know. Yeah, there wasn't really, I just want to just sat here and enjoyed a film.
Do you think people should watch it? Do you think listeners of this podcast, of which there is only one?
I am neither here nor there. Like, literally, I would be like, it wouldn't be a detriment if you've got nothing to do.
It's long, though.
But
there is that.
Yeah. But if you are stuck at an airport for 12 hours or something, it could be something to do. Yeah, for example.
Monty, anything you want to add?
Really nice to have you on the show, Mel.
Thanks, Guy.
It's also, it's been an intriguing experience having the boot on the other foot as the solo watcher, while I know that Tim entertains and sort of, has fun with a guest.
He made me some lovely avocado on toast.
You know what? He sent a photo of you watching the movie, and I could see that there was an empty plate on your lap, and I thought to myself, good on him. That's a good host. fed and watered. Mosquitoes or no, his heart was in the right place. I got nothing to say.
Well, then I would just like to echo, thank you so much for coming on the pod, Mel. It's been a pleasure, a distinct pleasure having you here in the flesh, so I don't have to watch this fucking movie by myself one time. And you can find Mel online. She's basically an online, comedy celeb almost. What's your Twitter handle?
Oh, man. Maladoodle.
It's written as it's as you
as
would
it sounds.
think.
Yeah, exactly.
So have fun.
Instagram,
I'm trying to
rebrand.
that out phonetically, Americans.
I've been trying to rebrand as an Instagram person though. It's been tough because I want people to follow me because they think I'm hot, not because I'm funny.
Fair enough.
Mad. It's disgusting. I hate it.
We'll try that.
I hate that I have way more Twitter followers than Instagram followers. Why doesn't everyone just think I'm hot?
Then I will, if I hopefully listen back to all of this episode and remember to do this, I will put only your Instagram handle in the episode episode notes. So there'll be a link below this episode. You can follow Mel on Instagram and then unfollow her on Twitter so we get that ratio looking a bit healthier. And look out for her live shows because they're fucking fantastic. She is a brilliant comedian.
Oh my god.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you in the 25th episode of this god-awful project, one shy of the halfway point. And as a coincidence, my favourite number, will I drink a whole bottle of whiskey? Maybe. Let's see. Let's find out. It sounds like quite a commitment, especially because I'm doing it early in the morning. But who knows? Strange things have happened.
I planned to drink a whole bottle of red wine for this watch, but I could not. There's no proper corkscrew here. So I've just got a Swiss Army knife embedded inside of a bottle of wine.
Mate, is that episode 25, red wine edition? Both of us, you and me, we have to finish a lovely bottle of red.
Sounds
and
marvelous.
Then jump on the mic. Okay, great. Done. Lovely. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, you can, where we do little bonus episodes as well. Just fucking Google around. You'll find us. And also, if you support us on Patreon to the tune of $5 a month or more, you get all the episodes a day early and ad-free. You're great. Tell all your friends about this podcast. Let's get it to number one. Is it number one now? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Nice to talk to you, guy. How about that for some promo?
Yeah, man. Way to go.
We just have a good rhythm together, you know. He sort of feels me out, I feel him out, and we go for it.